About 16 people work in this office. They support the operators on both the A line and B line. They work in such functions as engineering, quality, ergonomics, and maintenance. Only 5 are here right now. The others are out on the floor. The process engineer and the ergonomics rep sit down at one end of the office. Jerry, the ergonomics rep, is at her desk looking through email.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Did you hear that we got a recordable?
I just heard about it now.
Yeah.
You got time to go out and take a look at it?
Well, I got a meeting with the boss in about 45 minutes. I can do it now if we go now. A-line, right?
Yeah. You ready?
All set. Let's go.
The two leave the office and walk over to the A line.
Hey, Jonathan, how's that striker working out?
Great.
Good, glad to hear it. So you think the guys really weren't using that hoist?
That's what I think. We'll see what they have to say.
Dan and Jerry arrive in hoods and stand off from the line for a few minutes observing. They see the operators lifting the hoods by hand.
What's going on?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I see you guys aren't using the hoist. How come?
Well, when you run both the SC and GX, we don't use it.
Well, how come?
Well, number one, it's a poorly designed hoist. Number two, it gets me way too far behind the line. So number three, we just do it by hand. It's a lot easier to do it that way.
There is one hoist for the SE and one for the GX. It's the hoist for the GX that the operators are talking about.
This horse is too cumbersome. It's too slow. We can't keep up with the line.
Did you hear that we had a recordable?
Yes, we heard all about it.
Well, I'd really like to work with you guys so you won't get hurt.
Okay, let's see what you can come up with.
Dan and Jerry return to their desks. Dan spends the next day coming up with several solutions. He heads out the following day to get the operators' reactions.
Well, I've got a couple ideas on how we can fix that hoist for the GX.
Shoot!
Well, I think what we have to do is reconfigure it. One way is to...
Dan reviews each alternative proposal with the operators. It takes several minutes because the line is still running, so the operators have to keep returning to their workstations. Then the music sounds for break. This work group rotates, so they all have a vested interest in finding a solution. Dan and the team members continue talking and asking questions for a few more minutes.
Okay. Let me do a little bit more work on this, and I'll get back with you before the end of the shift.
Dan returns to his desk and works on a fix for the next couple of hours. He returns to A-line shortly before the shift ends.
Well, here's that proposal. I took your ideas, and I come up with what I hope is an economical, efficient fix for this. What you do is...
Dan reviews the technical details with each of the team members and then poses the key question.
Well, do you think it'll work?
Yeah, I think it's a good chance it'll work.
It seems like a throughput problem, but we have to make sure you can stay up with the line. You know it's not going to stop for us.
Well, if we can address the throughput issues, then the ergonomics issue should go away. I sure do want to appreciate all of you for all your ideas. Thanks. Now, who's going to go with me, take this proposal to the assistant superintendent for their approval?
The assistant superintendent, Edna, oversees a large number of work groups.
I'll go with you. Where's that TC? He's around here someplace. I'll get him to get me off the line.
Dan and one of the operators from Hoods knock on the door of Edna, the assistant superintendent. She signals for them to come in as she finishes up her phone call.
Come on in.
Oh, hey, Edna. Do you have a few minutes to go over and resolve an issue with a recordable?
Sure.
Great. Harry's team and I have came up with a solution for an issue on the A-line hoods. It has to do with the hoist because they're not using it. They're having problems with it. We have a fix for that telescoping ridge rail on one of those hoists.
So you have a proposal?
Yeah, it's right here. See, if we just extend out that rail.
Okay. How much is this going to cost?
Well, it's going to be in the ballpark of about 5,000.
Okay, well, I guess it's okay if it's okay with you.
Great. Can I get your signature?
Sure.
I'll go ahead and process that request to purchasing.
Several weeks pass. The order for the ridge rail was placed at a nearby supplier. Dan returns to the assistant superintendent's office to request permission to do a buy-off. A buy-off involves a visit by selected plant personnel to the supplier's facility. They inspect the equipment and resolve any concerns before it is shipped to the plant.
Yeah, you got a minute?
Yeah, I've got 1 minute.
That ridge rail is getting ready to be shipped. I'd like to do a buy-off.
What do you mean?
Well, I'd like to send a team to just check it over, make sure that we're satisfied with what they've come up with.
No, I don't think there's a need for that. They're a reputable supplier, and I've had many dealings with them before.
But a buy-off would guarantee us that they made it to spec, and there's no bugs in it.
No, I don't think we need it.
Okay.
2 days later, the new ridge rail arrives in the plant. The installation involved 8 tradespeople from 2 shifts and 2 operators to set it up. Those working on the installation cleaned up the area surrounding the new ridge rail. The first break just started. It was time to see how well the new rail performed.
Let's try it out.
I'll give it a try. Whoa, this thing pushes hard.
What do you mean it pushes hard?
Well, you try it. See what you think.
Okay. You had to be in good shape to push this all day.
Why don't you guys let me get up there and take some measurements?
Okay.
Dan took some measurements. The forces were between 22 and 24 pounds of force to move the new hoist.
Looks to me like we've got 2 problems here. A design problem and a build problem. I know it's within the ergonomic limits, and we're at 22 to 24 pounds, but I think we can do better.
So what do we do now?
I think we need a whole new tool.
A whole new rail?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and get a hold of the supplier and see if I can't get them in here.
The next day, Dan was out on the floor talking with the TC on doors. Edna walked by and asked to speak with Dan.
What's going on with this hoist? I just paid $5,000 for a new rail, and the guys over here tell me it doesn't even work. You told me that this would solve the hoist issue, and it hasn't.
Well, Edna, if you remember, you wouldn't let me go down and do that buy-off.
Buy off.
It is now the 3rd day of production following the installation of the new ridge rail for the hoist. Dan had phoned the supplier's project manager yesterday to come and look at the rail. The project manager reluctantly agreed to send their design engineer. Dan met Tad, the design engineer, upon his arrival at the plant. Together, they walked over to the A-line to see the newly installed ridge rail.
We know you follow our specs. Go ahead, try it out, see what you think.
Oh, well, okay.
Come on. Oh. See what the problem is? Man.
Well, you're right. There is a problem.
We have some suggestions for you on how to reduce the forces.
We think we can help you and GM too.
Yeah, I worked on the installation of this, and it definitely could use some improvements on it.
Well, I think we've all come up with some good ideas. Should we go over them?
Sure, let me get some paper.
Okay.
Tad, Dan, and individual team members in sequence spent time discussing their suggestions. The TC filled in for each team member so that he or she could give the supplier some input.
Well, I think I've got a solution, and that is to build some new components for this rail. there are a few features that are not working the way that we had originally designed them. And so I think once we get the new components, we should be able to reduce those forces.
But Ted, I think we're going to have to build the whole rail over again. Some of those components that you're talking about aren't going to yield that significant reduction in force that we're talking about. We want a whole new rail.
Phew, I don't know about that. That's a pretty expensive proposition.
But you agreed the design wasn't that well. And some of the ideas that we've all come up with will help reduce some costs when you design these again.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, we will build you a new rail. Plus, we should be able to get some good ideas on designing these rails in the future.
Sounds good. So we're in agreement that you're going to put in another order for this next rail, and you guys are going to pay for it.
Yeah, I guess that's what we agreed to.
That sounds great. Thanks for working with us on this, Tad.
You bet.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
A team member and Dan seek out Edna for permission to do a buy-off on the second ridge rail.
Yeah?
I'm getting ready for that new ridge rail to be shipped in. Do you want to do an official buy-off this time?
Why wouldn't it be right this time?
Well, the first one wasn't right. And so do we really want to take a chance that this one's going to be right also?
If there are any issues concerned, it'll be taken care of before it's shipped.
You guys are unbelievable.
Are you going to let us go down and do the buy-off? I mean, do you want to do business the way we should?
Go ahead, do the buy-off.
Once Dan got permission from the assistant superintendent to take a team to the supplier's facility, he set up a day for them to go. They went on a Tuesday so that they and their replacements in the plant were paid straight time, not time and a half as would be the case on a weekend day. The team consisted of Dan and several others, both day and night shift, salaried and hourly. They represented production, ergonomics, safety, maintenance, measurements, and engineering. They have now been working the better part of the day.
So, as far as I can see, we validated the rail and we come up with 4 new issues.
I'm ready to sign off. This tool is a big improvement compared to the original one and the redesign.
And what I learned in coming here at TAD is better ways to install the rails faster.
Great.
I'm satisfied. I think we're all right.
I agree.
So, I'll need everybody to sign off on this contract. By signing off, we're agreeing that the rail is ready to be shipped. Ted, I would like you to put down those 4 issues on this document.
Okay.
Well, we assume that you're also going to take care of the issues before the rail is shipped.
Yep, that was part of the agreement.
Do you think we could have that installed by this weekend?
That shouldn't be a problem. I'll call and confirm with the shipping department early Friday afternoon.
Hey, Tad, thanks a lot for working with us. I think it really made a big difference.
Well, thanks for coming out today.
Thanks, Ted.
Thanks, Ted.
Thanks.
That weekend, maintenance and production were involved in the installation of the newly redesigned rail. Even though the installation team worked on the weekend and was paid time and a half, they did the installation in half the time and half the manpower. In addition, there was a 400% reduction in forces to move the hoist. The forces now vary from 4 to 7 pounds instead of 22 to 24 pounds. Problem solved. Teams satisfied with their supplier interactions.